Welcome to this week's Q&A. We have a question from one of our Australian expat clients in Hong Kong this week, and his question is, do we think that the Australian dollar is going to go up in 2024? And that's against the Hong Kong dollar. So we've got to look at this in a more, I suppose, macro perspective, because trying to predict where currencies are going to head to in the short term is fraught with danger. However, we've got to look at perhaps some of the underlying basics that exist, headwinds and tailwinds that exist at the moment, and look at what the greater likelihood might be. So if we're looking at the Aussie dollar in terms of, its peg against the Hong Kong dollar or against the US dollar in this instance, in reality, we've got to see what's happening in the global economic backdrop. Look at the current headwinds that have in fact brought the Australian dollar to some near all-time lows, and that also I think is important in then trying to look at what's going to happen to the currency over the ensuing 18-month period or longer, and look at the economic factors such as trading partners, in particular China, how that's impacting Australia, how China may stimulate its own economy to get growth moving again within that economy, and how that would impact the Australian economy due to the need for perhaps more materials and other goods from Australia that we can supply, so therefore the need for Aussie dollars. So if we look at that on balance, if you were, then given where we are at the moment, it's a higher interest rate environment. It's the other thing we've got to look at, what's the Fed going to do as opposed to the RBA? How's that going to either increase or decrease the exchange rate? But overall, from where we are at the moment, I think it would be pretty prudent to either hedge your currency, or if you have excess currency in, say, US or Hong Kong dollars that you want to transfer to Australia for a particular reason, then you could also do that, and you don't have to do it in one tranche. You could do that effectively over perhaps, spread that out over a period of, certain number of weeks or months to give yourself a better ability to manage that whole process without trying to pick the bottom or the top of the market. So that's really where I see things happening. I think China will eventually stimulate its economy in various ways. I think that will create further traction for the Aussie dollar. The global economy doesn't seem to be imploding at this point in time, and that's always the caveat. I mean, if you do get, say, the US heading into recession and that falling through to other economies, that we will get then a risk-off sentiment, and the Aussie dollar being a risk-on, if you like, proxy, that would suffer potentially more in the shorter term than strategically. So again, these are the things that you have to be wary of, but I think overall it would make sense to try and then make your position come to pass over a period of time, where if you do need to transfer US or Hong Kong dollar based assets into Australia, it's certainly a pretty good entry point at the moment if we look at what's happened over the last month, calendar year to date, or over the last 12 months. So I think that, with labouring the point, try and be prudent when you try and manage your Forex exposure, because even the experts find that very, very difficult. Okay, if you found this of interest, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click like. And if you need any more information on it, then don't hesitate to reach out, and certainly be in contact with you and let you know how we could assist you with your own set of circumstances. I'm Andrew Unterweger, and I'll see you at next week's Q&A.